You've probably heard this saying thousands of times. If you've not heard it, you've seen it written down. It's even on merchandise these days. It's okay to be not okay. You might not even be feeling okay yourself right now as you're watching this video, and it's perfectly fine. But have you ever stopped to question that actual saying that it's okay to be not okay? First time I heard it, I didn't give it any more thought. But after a while, I keep seeing it pop up all over the place. I started to think about it. And then I thought, well, what does that saying actually mean? It's okay to be not okay. So that what you're saying is that a person's not okay. I know it was well-meaning when it first came out. It's kind of saying it's okay if you're feeling shit. That's basically what the saying's about. However, it's kind of lost that meaning now. It's almost like a badge of honour to be not okay. And if you've got a permanent condition, I think it's kind of insulting to say to somebody, you're not okay. Because it is a natural thing to go through, anxiety and depression when some shit goes down. And people born with permanent conditions, there's nothing they can do about that. That is just part of nature as well. So saying to somebody they're not okay is kind of insulting, isn't it? But let's just take mental health in general. Now, it is my contention that most people are suffering with their mental health these days, not just the 1 in 4 as you see written in statistics, in articles and blog posts. But the saying itself, it's not okay to be not okay. It's okay to be not okay. I looked into that, and weirdly, when I searched as far back as I could on the internet, I'm not saying this is where it started, but the earliest examples of that saying I could find was from a blog post from somebody, excuse me, who wasn't a therapist. And since writing a book, which I'll talk about later, but there is a tweet from Ed Sheeran. I wrote a book, and at the time of writing the book, this is the book, by the way, It's Not Okay to Be Not Okay, which, if you go to itsnotokaytobenotok.com, you can get some bonuses as well if you buy the book, and it's only a tenner. But when I was writing that book, I was researching to see how old the phrase was, and there was the blog post. But after publishing the book, I did some more research, and at a similar sort of time, Ed Sheeran tweeted, "It's okay to be not okay." Now, here's where my issue comes with it. It's okay when somebody's, going through something rough, like a relationship breakup or they lose the job. But you need someone to be there and support you and comfort you, to go, they're there, they're there. That's better than like the other attitude of man up or get your shit together. So initially, when somebody's going through some shit, it is worth saying, yeah, it's okay to be like that. But the problem is people are starting to stay in that condition. It's part of their identity. And the problem you've got there then is if you stay in that condition, you're never going to be okay. You're never going to be mentally healthy, if you want to call it that. And mentally healthy to me is that you're not angry, you're not anxious, you're not depressed, that, there's joy in your life. Now, we're all going to go up and down through our emotions as we go through life, aren't we? And some people, stay in depression for a long time. I've had my bouts with depression, still fight it now and again. Occasionally, now and again, it pops its head up and goes, ha ha, you thought you were okay, but then I've got the tools to work on it, and it doesn't last as long as it used to. But if you stay in that state of being not okay, there's a few things that happen. Yes, you get sympathy from people, don't you? But eventually people start avoiding you because they don't want to be hanging around somebody who's always down. But most importantly, you're not getting any better. Now, there's a lot of nonsense online. I mean, if you open social media these days, well, at least when I open it, I'm bombarded with ads for all sorts of treatments and devices that should help me. And the worst things I'm starting to see now is that, conditions like ADHD, autism, depression, anxiety. There's loads of articles all mimicking each other that are going, hey, you've got this symptom, it's your childhood trauma. You're not lazy, you've got ADHD. Oh, all these symptoms, you must have this condition. And sometimes that's true. But what if you haven't? All of a sudden you become a hypochondriac and think you've got a condition. And then you might go to the doctor to go and get help when you don't actually need the help, which then prevents people who do need to see a doctor from getting help. Now, there's a lot of help out there. There's complementary therapists and all sorts that you can go and see. So if you are suffering with your mental health and you can't get to see a doctor, go and see somebody. But there is a lot of information online which is frankly bollocks. And people don't research it. All these blogs that are out there, and I've got my own blog, so maybe you think I'm a hypocrite. But I'm not, because I do my research. Plus, I was a therapist for 13 years, and I've been studying psychology, all the different flavours of it for 30 years now. But a lot of them are just copying what they've seen and putting it into their own blog article or a post online. And that's all good, but a lot of it's nonsense. And I've gone off on a tangent there that I can't remember where I was going. But you have to bear with me. The point is, that was it. There's a lot of help out there. And some of these posts and adverts that you see on social media will say, that doesn't work, this does. I call them narcissologists, which is a mixture of the word narcissist and psychologist. But when you put together narcissist, almost sounds like Nazicologist. And you wouldn't want to take advice from Nazis, although if we look at the news and social media, it seems like maybe some people do, but I don't want to go into politics. But the point is, there's a lot of help out there if you are suffering with mental health. I would just avoid the narcissologists that say this doesn't work, because what works for one person may work for another. When I was in therapy, when I was training to be a therapist, one of the first things in the course was horses for courses, that nothing is a cure-all, that whatever discipline you're trained in can help a lot of people, but it may not help everybody. Even snake oils probably work for other people because of the placebo effect. So if you are suffering with your mental health, get yourself out there and get help. But what if you can't afford help? Yes, now that's a problem, isn't it? There is a lot of free advice online, and as I say, lots of articles. Just double check everything. I'm not saying any devices, any supplements or any therapies don't work. All I'm saying is double check and don't buy into the hype or the marketing. And for most people, like myself, because funny enough, as a therapist, I couldn't have afforded to go and see somebody and pay my fees when I was a therapist, because I had another job on the side to pay my bills. So if you've got to go down the route of helping yourself, best thing to do is get yourself trained is one thing you could do. That's what I did. But get yourself books and learn about your condition. Now, as I say, I've written a book. It's not okay to be not okay. It's not a there approach to it, and it's also not a man up, sort your shit out approach. It's probably somewhere in the middle. So go to It's Not Okay to Be Not Okay and buy my book. As I say, it's only a tenner. What do you get for a tenner these days? A couple of pints? Well, you can up my way. If you're down south, you probably only get one. But yeah, I like a couple of pints. But there's stuff in my book that might help you to become okay again. So go to It's Not Okay to Be Not. Start that again. It's Not Okay to Be Not Okay.com. And if you buy the book and through the links there's some bonuses. There's the deleted chapter, which is entitled To People Really Piss You Off, which is a bit too long and maybe a little bit too provocative. So that's why that's a separate thing that you get as a PDF. and also some, what do you call them, wallpapers for your phone with some quotes that are inspirational, some are reminders, and there's one you'll either love or hate, depending on your outlook on life. So there you go. Go to, well, there'll be a link in the description, won't there? So I don't need to say that again, because I'll start tripping over my words. Buy the book, it's a tenner. It might be the best tenner you've spent this month.